Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the MetaStellar YouTube channel. My name is Maria Korolov. I am the editor at MetaStellar. With me today is Terrence Smith, one of our writers and a video game expert.
Not exactly expert. I just spend too much time playing video games.
Yeah. That kind of makes you expert. And he also reviews video games for MetaStellar. And so I'm here to review this weirdo headset. I'm going to turn off my background image there so that you can see it a little better. All right. So there's my office here. So there's a cardboard box back there that it came in. So this is the HTC Vive, and they just sent this to me about a week ago, just before it was released. It's the latest. It's the latest one. It cost like $1,300. So they sent it to me to review. I'm going to post a link in the description with the full name of it, where you can get it, how much it costs, all those details. And I'm going to include a link to Tom's Hardware for the specs on this thing.
Wow.
So I'm not going to go through all the details of it. But what I do want to say is I tried out one of the first Vives back when it was first released at an MIT event like several years ago, and it blew me away. It was the best VR experience I'd had. I was standing in a room and I could see a whale swimming in front of me. It was awesome. It was just the most astounding graphics. And they had the controllers like these, except everything was wired. And now it's all wireless and the graphics are better. But you know what? I'm not wowed anymore. I'm not wowed anymore. I've reviewed probably dozens of headsets and I haven't used any of them. I'm a huge fan of virtual reality. I've been covering virtual environments and virtual reality hardware for like 12 years now for the Hybrid Good Business website. And for my day job, I'm a technology journalist. This is what I do for a living. I love VR. I haven't found a use for any of these headsets. I would love to have one. This is something that I'm passionate about. I keep trying them out, hoping that this was going to be the one that works. And this isn't. I mean, look at this. This thing is huge. It fits over my glasses, but barely. It's lightweight. I mean, it's really huge and awkward, but it's not heavy. But still, using it for a long time, not fun.
We're not quite there yet.
No, they're pitching this for enterprise users. So this thing has a camera through it, so you can actually see the environment around you. And so, for example, if you have to type something on the keyboard, you can see where the keyboard is. The problem with the pass-through camera is it's black and white and it's low res. It's not good enough to actually see text on the screen. So if you're using this for a virtual meeting and want to take notes or want to check your calendar if you're free on a particular day or something else like that, you can't. You can't read the screen with this. What you would need in that kind of situation is something like the Microsoft HoloLens, which is augmented reality headset, where you still see the world around you, but the virtual stuff is added on top of it. So you're still in your office, but now there's a Pokemon underneath your desk.
A Pokemon? Where? Pokemon Go!
Or a new model of an automobile. So like you can meet with other people from your company who maybe in other places around the world, so you can discuss colors and where the headlights need to go, that kind of thing. So I've talked to people who use it like that. I talked to the people at Ford who use virtual reality headsets like that, because creating a mock-up of a car is super expensive. Having video or pictures of it doesn't really quite give you the same feel as being able to walk around a car and point to things with somebody else. You have to fly people in and you have to do a mock-up. A virtual reality headset kind of bridges that little gap in the middle, lets you do a lot of mock-ups, lets you try different colors, different positioning of headlights, whatever. If you're an architect, you can do a building walkthrough. If you're a ship designer, you can have a walkthrough of a ship. So and there's also use for it in medical simulations, like if you're practicing surgeries, so you can actually feel like you're there. Other than that, I mean, I'm not seeing any like standard office use cases for this. I would love to have my meetings in virtual reality. But this thing takes, you have to recharge all three things before you hold a meeting. You have to make sure that everyone, you have to make sure that everyone in the meeting knows that the meeting is coming up, and then you need to charge everything up. You need to remind them because they'll forget. You need to log
you don't
in.
want to do that.
You need to log in ahead of time because there's always software updates you have to do. So like with something like Zoom or the internet, you're logging in every day anyway for stuff. So, you don't have to worry about having it charged up. Everybody's phone is always charged up pretty much. People update their software all the time because they're online all the time. You don't have meetings on this all the time. So the software updates pile up. The batteries get discharged. And also, when you go like a few days or a few weeks or a few months between virtual meetings, you forget how to do them. So you have to like learn it all over again each time. And that's what I've found to be the problem, is I have to relearn the software each time I go into a meeting. And I can't justify the price tag for my team members when I can do everything on Zoom. Unless I really need an immersive experience, like if I'm doing manufacturing, I can do everything on Zoom right now. And I'm really disappointed in that because, I love virtual reality. But yeah, unless you are using this for specific manufacturing applications, a HoloLens would be a better bet, an augmented reality headset, or wait until these get a lot smaller, a lot lighter, and are the default interface for our phones instead of screens. Like, so we get like glasses kind of thing to work with our phones. And we're a long way from that. So I'm really disappointed with it. I had really high hopes because I love HTC Vives and the graphics here are awesome. The controllers work great. The interface is nice. It is easy to get into. I do enjoy using it, but the pass-through camera isn't particularly useful for business meetings. And so what I would use it for work would be for business meetings, and it's not really functional. So that's kind of disappointing. The other thing I would use it for would be like virtual reality building. So collaborative building with somebody, like say you and I were building a video game together, we can go into a virtual world and build it. That would be cool. But the platform I use for virtual building is OpenSim, and the OpenSim support isn't quite there yet.
So what makes that the case? Is it an issue with OpenSim itself, or the software that runs no, VR headset?
OpenSim is the open source version of Second Life. Second Life does not have good VR support. They tried, they gave up. The reason is the screen refresh rate. So if you have lag in Second Life, it's mildly annoying. If you have lag inside a virtual reality headset, your brain thinks that something is wrong with your brain. Your eyesight is going wonky. You ate a poisonous mushroom, throw up now. So this is like really, really bad. Second Life is not optimized to have a steady, 60 frames per second kind of video. It's optimized for, having your avatars look good. So that's a significant problem. The whole software would have to be re-architected from the ground up They tried with Sansar, didn't really go anywhere. So they seem to have kind of given up. And OpenSim is the open source version of that. They work with all of Second Life's viewers. So you could, in theory, go into virtual reality in OpenSim or Second Life. I've done it plenty of times on all kinds of headsets, including the kind where you just drop the phone in. You can do it. It is awful. It is really, really bad. The lag is awful. It makes you sick. The interface isn't optimized for hand gestures or for controllers. You have to use the keyboard. You can't see the keyboard. Makes it hard to use the keyboard. So yeah, not a really good experience at all. And again, I would love to have it be a good experience. I would love to be able to go into a virtual world, wave my hands, or wave the controllers and build a virtual environment around myself. I think that would be the coolest thing ever. I would love to have that. Like a Minecraft kind of thing, which you can do. You can play Minecraft. You can play Minecraft on these. Playing Minecraft. This makes me so seasick. Oh my God, I get the worst motion sickness playing Minecraft on this. Because the movement isn't optimized for a VR headset. And you kind of feel like you're the wrong height all the time. And so there's like little nuances that are just like not quite right. So you feel queasy. And I'm sure they'll get it eventually, but they haven't gotten it yet. It is awesome though. The idea and the potential is awesome. And the HTC Vive is pretty up there as far as the quality goes, but it's still not usable. So kind of disappointed. The other thing that I might use a VR headset for is fitness games, kind of like, boxing kind of, or sword fighting games. Those would be cool. This headset is too clunky for that. You don't want to be doing aerobics in this headset.
I'm pretty sure I will get to the point where one day, if you want to do VR, like the VR goggles will basically be just a set of glasses you can put on, and the technology will be condensed enough so that it's not as much weight on you.
I've talked to the hardware manufacturers. The hardware technology is already there. So the cameras are small enough so you can pick up hand gestures instead of controllers. We can put microphones in there. We can put cameras in here. The lens technology is there to project images onto lenses. So right now, what's missing is battery power. I mean, look at this thing. This thing has the battery. This is the battery pack. It's huge. And there's like hardly any battery time in here. So battery is a huge problem. Weight's an issue with the screens that they've got here, processing power. So yeah, ideally you'd have the processing done in your phone. It would connect to your glasses wirelessly. The batteries would be small enough that you can either wear it on your head or maybe connect with a cable to your phone, something like that. And the interface would have to be there. We'd need a voice and gesture interface and maybe wrap around glasses so that you get a bit more of an immersive view, but not necessarily. I'd be happy with glasses that are like this. Especially for augmented reality where stuff pops up in front of me. I would love to have that. We're still waiting for that. Battery power, processing speed. We want resolution to be much better, and software and the user interface. So it's going to be there. All the pieces are there. It's just a question of optimizing it and making it work. So I'm like 100% certain we're going to get there. 12 years ago, I would have said we were 5 years away. 5 years ago, I would have said we're 5 years away. Today, I'm saying probably 10 years away. I've learned a lot.
Well, it was just just after, I think, the start of the 20th century that the Wright brothers took their first flight, and the year 1969, we had men on the moon.
Yeah.
So that just shows you
it goes it goes slowly, and it goes slowly, and then it goes really fast.
Yeah.
Right now, we already have technology to send signals to nerves in our brain. There's already video cameras that plug into optic nerves to help blind people see. That's all.
So you can be a cyborg, basically.
We already have artificial limbs that plug into nerve endings, so we can control them with our brains. That stuff is there. And we already have wireless neural interfaces, so you don't need a matrix plug. It's a wireless cap that fits on your head. We have everything we need for the matrix.
I don't want the matrix.
I want the matrix so bad. I want it so badly.
I don't want my energy to be harvested by robots for batteries.
So that part is stupid. If robots want energy, there's a lot more efficient ways of doing it. I mean, that makes no sense. But also taking the red pill makes no sense. Why? Stay in there. You're in a perfect virtual world. Have fun, you know. You can fly.
But then it would be like Plato's cave, where you're just looking at the shadows on the wall of the cave and
we do that anyway.
Seeing what's actually.
We do that anyway. If you go, like a lot of people think that virtual reality means everything is fake and nothing is real, blah, blah, blah. But if you go into like a game like Second Life or any like role-playing game or anything, you're interacting with real people. I mean, they look cartoony, but that will change. Like right now, I'm interacting with you, right? I'm seeing a picture of you. We're having a real conversation. This is real. This is not fake. This is real, but it's virtual. It's going to be the same thing in a virtual world. We're going to have real relationships, real work. We're going to have real things happening in a virtual world. And we're already quite a bit of the way there. Telephones are virtual, but they're still real conversations. Zoom meetings are virtual, but they're still real conversations. The work I do on the internet, I haven't met most of my editors that I write for, but that's real work, even though it's fully virtual. All my interviews for the past year have been on Zoom. They're still real interviews. So this is all real stuff that we're doing. We're doing it virtually. We're going to be doing it in the virtual world that it's going to feel real. And it's going to be real. I mean, this for all intents, most definitions of the word real, it's going to be real. And I think that's what people are missing, that this is going to be real stuff. Zoom is not like watching a movie because you're interacting with real people. I think a lot of people, when they think of virtual worlds, they think that you're watching a virtual movie. And that's some of it. But a lot of it is you're interacting with real people in a virtual background. And I think that's like the coolest thing ever, especially if we can create that virtual world that we're interacting in. Like right now, we're creating our worlds, except for you, you're outside. But like the rest of us, we're sitting inside, our rooms are painted, we're wearing clothes, we're wearing makeup, our hair is dyed, well, my hair is dyed. This is like not real, you know, all of this is like fake, right? This chair is man-made, these walls are painted, you know, this plant, or that's a real plant. But aside from that, everything else in here is like man-made and artificial. This is not like natural reality. This is artificial reality that we're already meeting in. And so we're already quite a bit of the way there. So I'm like, but it's created by us. So I didn't build this house, but I painted this room. I picked the furniture, I decorated it. In a Second Life environment, you can build the house from scratch, you know, or you can just buy one and plop it down and then change the wall colors and change the furniture, just like we would in real life. So if this meeting was in virtual reality, it would be an avatar that looks like me, except the hair would be a bit more even, you know, and I probably, maybe I wouldn't need glasses. Although I think glasses make me look smarter, so I'll probably keep the glasses. But I might have the same furniture. I might have the same room behind me. Right?
Yeah. Well, I would also add to that, like James Halliday said in the movie Ready Player One, the real world is the only place where you can find a decent meal because reality is real.
Okay, taste buds are just nerve endings, same as the optic nerve. We can record the nerve endings of somebody eating and play them back. There is no reason not to have any kind of food we want in the virtual world.
So that goes into Morpheus's question in the first Matrix movie of how do you define real? And real is just if your body and your experiences are just signals sent to your brain, then reality is just whatever our brain is processing. So for all we know, we could be in the Matrix right now.
And there's quite a few theories about why that's actually likely. But I think real is stuff that makes a difference. If it makes a difference, it's real. You know, a book is real. It makes a difference to me, even if the book is fiction. The fact that I read it, it makes a difference in my life. This is a real thing. You know?
Like the experience is real.
Yes.
If like that's what I like about video games, even if their experiences made of just zeros and ones, the experience you have, and if that video game, the experience with the characters can help you have a different perspective on life, then that is something that is real to me. Like the impact on me, that's a thing that I experienced in my life.
And here's another definition. So impact is one, real world impact. Does this make a difference? And the second thing is, can you get paid for it? So like
you're not paying me at all, Mr. Krabs.
So like 200 years ago, everyone was a farmer. Like who could imagine that you can get paid to make movies? You can get paid to watch movies and tell people what you thought. You can get paid to watch video games and tell people what you thought about those video games. This is all real stuff. People pay money for it because it's valuable to them. It changes their life. All right, well, that's my computer telling me that it's late and time for me to stop. My lights are full spectrum sun lamps because I have SAD, and they're on a timer to turn off every night at 7 p.m. so it doesn't keep me up all night. And your battery's almost dead too.
Right.
Batteries.
Yes.
All right, so
let's go back to mostly dead.
So let's go back to our real lives. All right, and everybody, if you want to see more of videos like this, support us on Patreon. All the money goes towards paying for original content on MetaStellar. We run short stories in fantasy, science fiction, and horror. Please support us, buy our merch, like, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. And thanks, Terrence, for joining me. Hope you have a good rest of the night and enjoy the weather. And I guess we lost him. So, bye, Terrence.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.